Back again, Marshall. Good to have you, buddy.
Thanks for having me. It's great to be back.
Yeah, dude. So here we are. Grit Stage 4, Mundelein. Oh my God, I've done it again. I made this mistake a couple years ago, and the internet let me know about it. I don't remember. Let's stick with Mundelein. Hopefully that's right. Anyway, this was recorded on an Insta360 X5, of course, their new 360 camera. Recording in 8K allows us to reframe. Perfect for races like this. They are sponsoring this video, so more on them in a little bit, but they did change this course, right? This is now kind of this weird, like, I don't know.
Three-corner?
Yeah, three-corner. I was gonna say it's like 25% of a pizza because I'm hungry. That's probably why I'm looking at it like it's a pizza. But it's a shame because I really enjoyed the old course.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, so not as many features, but really fast because these wide, smooth roads mean that, like you're demonstrating right now, I mean, you can just rip. And wait till you guys see the last couple laps because these corners absolutely rip at high speed. But before we get there, let's talk about what's going on in this race because this is Stage 4 of an Omnium, and you guys on MitoQ are not leading, but you're doing basically the next best thing. As far as I know, correct me if I'm wrong, you guys are sitting 2nd, 3rd, and 4th in the overall. Is that right?
Yeah, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. I think we had 8th and 9th as well. So we had 5 guys in the top 10, and we were pretty happy with the call-up situations.
Yeah, and you fight for the Omnium positions because it pays really well at the end of the series. Of course, throughout that, you're getting paid for each stage. You're getting paid for all of the the prize laps in each race. And like you just said, Marshall, you also want those call-ups. They are really important. The more technical, the faster, the more difficult the crit, the more important the call-up is. You're getting a front-row lineup. It's like in moto racing, you know. It's really important. And that's why you got a call-up right to the front of the line. There's like 100 and something riders behind you, and you're in this privileged position. The strong get stronger, and you guys are up towards the front.
Oh.
That was close. I did not see that before. Yeah, Richard almost stuffed it into the curb on like 3rd lap. So you guys were shot out of a cannon here. Really fast start, and we don't have to actually fast forward that far until the fireworks really go off. So we had like a wild first 15 minutes of this race, and people are already getting tired. And here we're kicking off a couple of pretty strong attacks from 2 really strong riders. This is your teammate from MitoQ. Who is that?
That was James Wilson, absolutely. Just following a Luke Fister bomb being sent.
Yeah, you know, when the U23 crit champion attacks, that's a good wheel to follow. Now we have a Blazer. I don't think that was Tyler. I think that was Brody, right?
Yeah, that was Brody. There's Keegan, my teammate, following that.
Followed by the race leader, which is, of course, Richard Hollick from Cadence Cyclery, followed by Robin from Legion. Okay, so all the pieces are now getting put together off the front, meaning there is the correct composition for a breakaway, because almost equally as important as the strength of the riders, it's the composition of the riders that determines the successful breakaway. And let's just tally who just rolled off the front, because it all happened pretty quick. We have 2 Blazers. We have Brody and Tyler. We have 2 of your teammates, Marshall, from MitoQ, Keegan and James. We have a Legion rider, Robin Carpenter, and then we have a Pittsburgh rider, and then most importantly, I would say, is the race leader from Cadence. It's just Richard Hollick. So this superstar cast of 7 riders off the front, which is good and bad, right? Like, when all the strongest riders are off the front, nobody really wants to help each other. What are your thoughts on the mix of riders like that, Marshall?
Yeah, when we have 2nd and 3rd place GC riders up the road, we have no ambition on chasing. I mean, following moves is good across to it to get more guys in it, but we have no will to get on the front or really drive anything back. But yeah, it's the right composition. If there's the right composition, it could go. But, you know, in this situation, the right composition goes, but then it kind of doesn't end up really working very well together.
Yeah, we talked with your teammates about this. We got the scoop on what was going on up the road because they quickly established a 20, 30-second gap. And what happens when you have all the strongest riders up there is they all kind of look at each other, and it sort of backfires because they start to sabotage each other. Like, nobody wants to race with the overall leader, Richard Hollick. So now you have a lot of attacking that takes place. Once the attacking starts, it just precipitates more attacks. And so eventually what happened is Tyler Williams, which is a Blazer rider, gets off the front solo. And the beauty about this attack is his teammate Brody is obviously not going to chase, because rule number 1 on NorCal cycling is you don't chase teammates. The other problem is your teammates on MitoQ, both Keegan and James, they don't want to tow the race leader, so they're starting to attack to try to solo bridge, and the whole thing starts to fall apart.
Quick moment to thank Insta360 for sponsoring this video, which was recorded with their new flagship X5 360 action camera. It's got 8K resolution, which is actually really important because of reframing. See, when it comes to 360 cameras, you're only actually using a small portion of the recording. So having all of those extra pixels to work with really does preserve a clean, natural-looking image, which is also helped by the new image sensors inside of this camera, which are 144% larger than its predecessor, the X4. And now there are dedicated processing chips to help even more, especially in those low light situations like these twilight races, for example. You can see we're deep into this race, the sun's already gone down, the image is still clean with accurate colors, no noise. I never thought this level of image quality and stabilization would be possible on an action camera, but here we are. So learn more by clicking the link in the description. Now let's dive back into the race.
So as we pick up action here now with 4 kilometers to go, right at the end of this race, we fast forwarded quite a bit. That lead group has completely fallen apart. We have Tyler solo off the front. We have riders in 1s and 2s trying to chase him down, including your teammate, James. More on that in a second. But you guys are still thinking, like, we might, A, catch the remaining riders and be sprinting for the race win, and then B, even if we don't, like, you guys are thinking about the overall Omnium, right? So you're positioning yourself to help support in that endeavor. Is that right, Marshall?
Yeah, we're trying to get up there and just take some points off Holic, but he's looking pretty good even after being in the breakaway the whole day.
Yeah, he's one of the riders that got brought back. Good point. I forgot to mention that. Now your teammate's shouting at you right here. He's like, dude, follow that. And you guys are all thinking about supporting your Omnium position, obviously, and staying towards the front. But here's the interesting part, is your teammate James is still up there. So you want to organize at the front, but you don't want to make it too fast because you don't want to chase a teammate. So interesting dynamic. How do you balance that, Marshall? How do you stay towards the front but not chase your teammate back at the same time?
You plop yourself second, third, fourth behind anyone that's on the front, and if they flick their elbow, you do absolutely nothing. And then if people come launching on your other side, you immediately follow. And then, yeah, if they ask for help, you give them nothing. We tried our very best to just slow it down as best as possible, really, to have James hang on.
Yeah, and you're going to see, because you guys don't want it to be super fast and there isn't a whole lot of firepower to make it super fast from 3 kilometers out like we are now, it is a really messy. I can't believe there wasn't a crash. You guys are going to see here shit go down in the last couple laps, because when things aren't very fast, everybody tries to fight for position. It becomes more a battle of just who can push and bump and barge and fill space that doesn't exist. But that's a good move up the outside there to remain in position, because again, Marshall, your role on the team, you're top 10 in the Omnium. You're not doing bad yourself, but it's to support your teammates who have better field sprints and are sitting second and third in the overall, namely your teammate off the front. Still nursing a gap off the front, but it's tenuous at this point, right?
It's coming down really rapidly, but yeah, we're just trying our best to help him stay off the front and hold on for second, because Tyler's just sewn up the race.
Yeah, another amazing ride up the right-hand side. I mean, you make it look easy, but if you guys look at the power numbers he's generating, it's dizzying. It's like it's hard to imagine like human beings making this power this deep into a race. You even told me you had an off day, but I'm calling bullshit on that, because you're making amazing power. And there's nothing that motivates you like seeing teammates up here. You see, oh, this is great. This is exactly what we just talked about. You have a string of 3 teammates behind a Legion rider. Legion has to chase, again, on the left now, moving from one Legion rider to another. This is exactly what you described a second ago. Right towards the front, not setting pace, but following the people who do want to set pace and chase that back. And that's Legion, because their riders have been brought back. So they're chasing, but man, they have just one rider as a lead out. That's the reason it's not incredibly fast. Believe it or not, 33, 34 miles an hour at this level of racing isn't as fast as it needs to be with 1,500 meters to go. This final corner is terrifying. We're going to see more of that. This, again, is a new course. Nobody's experienced this until this year. So you are sitting out in the wind here a little bit. which is less than ideal, but you are trying to maintain contact with your teammates. Tell us about this line that you're about to take on the right-hand side, because you start barging here with the national champion.
Yeah, me and Lucas start barging before the corner, and I grab a bit of brakes. I'm like, he can have the wheel. Like, I'm gonna end up just taking it back off him. There's no point causing a crash in a corner. But yeah, it got super tight and super messy in that corner.
And if we peep back just one more second, I promise we'll pick up action here. We peep back one more second and look in the rear camera. If we zoom in, take a look at this death-defying line that Monk takes. Right between Brody and the barriers. Like, oh my God, full clencher. Like, I can't believe everyone stayed upright. And this is what we were talking about. When things aren't fast enough, they become a battle of position and they become terrifying. So where were we? We're 1 kilometer to go. We're last lap. Teammates on the front, still following the Legion rider, and now you're about to get swarmed, right? It looks like you're playing. Are you doing sweeper for your lead out? Is that what's happening?
Yeah. I'm doing sweeper at the moment, but it was kind of just like super messy, quite unorganized. Like, we're not gonna form a lead out train to bring our own teammate back. So it was just super messy, and we couldn't really do much. It was kind of like sit behind other lead outs and then try and get the jump on them, which
you keep doing this yo-yoing thing, like your sweeper, and then you move up the right hand side out in the wind, and then you're like back to lead out duty. But again, James is still up there, and we're gonna peep him here once we come around the final corner. He is still off the front, your teammate. And check out the national champion lead out on behalf of his teammate who's leading the overall. This is Richard Hollick. You guys lock antlers there for a second, huh?
Yeah, get a bit argy-bargy before the final corner.
Yep, and here come your teammates into the final corner, the full head of steam. You don't go full send into the final corner because you don't really need to, right? Like, your job is done, just like Lucas's job is done, but you still pop off some good numbers because you're let's not forget, you're still sitting 9th overall. You're trying to take up as many spots as you can.
Yeah, so Tyler ends up winning solo. I think he won by about 20 seconds. He had it wrapped up. Like, the celebration, looking back at it from videos, it was pretty good. I give class to it. And then sadly, Hollick just mowed James down in the final straight. I think it was maybe like 180 meters from the corner to the finish, but maybe just 5 meters too long for James to hang on. And he ended up getting third at podium, got the Gritty Award for the day. I think we sweep 5 places in the top 10. So it was a good day for us. We got some more points on everyone else and kept 3 of our guys in the top 5. So it's good.
That pesky Richard Hollick, though, he's a tough guy to beat. So let's see how the rest of the series plays out. And hey, not a bad day, Marshall, for having bad legs, man. Really impressive stuff.
Not a bad day.
Thanks again for coming on, sharing your wisdom, sharing your knowledge. And thanks again to Insta360 for sponsoring this video. Of course, we recorded this race on the X5, but they also just dropped the new Go Ultra, which is a very compelling, very small form factor action camera. I've been using it for the last couple of months. I've been putting it through its paces, testing it. It might be the right camera for you. If you want to learn about either of these, the X5 or the Go Ultra, I'll drop links down in the description. And get subscribed because I'm dropping a video here in the coming days about the Go Ultra. Marshall, as always, great having you on, man.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for grilling me. I'm loving it.
Absolutely my pleasure. We'll catch you guys in the next one.